Speaking of an interesting story today, Mbappe wants to leave PSG. He's saying that he feels disrespected, lied to.
Oh, bless him.
Boss wants to leave as well. He's pushing for a January move. The early reports from Spain are saying that they won't allow him to go Real Madrid if he wants to get out in January. Liverpool are the front runners outside of them. If Liverpool spend the money on him, they might turn things around a little bit, maybe. But I don't know about you. I'm a little bit disappointed in Mbappe recently. Not performing, great footballer. Something about his professionalism that's bothering me. Maybe the barge on Messi. I don't think you do that to a man like Messi. I just think there's a certain level of respect.
What happens when you give someone 800 grand a week and make him the king of Paris? Like, it's true, isn't it? Like, does he deserve to be paid that much money? Does he deserve to be literally above Neymar and Messi? No. What have you done? What have you actually achieved? Like, yes, cool. I know you've won a World Cup, but that's not for PSG, is it? You know, what have you done at PSG that Neymar hasn't? How? I don't get it, Terry. Yeah, he's got right up himself since he signed that contract. Yeah, and his demise is going to be as glorious as watching Dele Alli's.
Do you know what? Do you know what it is? I think with Mbappe, for me, I believe he wants this rivalry with Haaland hugely. I think he wants it. Haaland's gone to whether you think it's the best, not you, the viewers. He's gone to the most popular and viewed league in the world. He's playing for the team who are flying. He's breaking. When I say breaking goal scoring records, I'm gonna. If you just said to people now, name me like 4 or 5 goal scoring records from Spain, from France. No one knows shit about that league because no one watches it, right? We know nobody watches it because the viewing figures are so.
I thought all the top gooners watch it, man, because they know about every player out there.
Yeah,
when we're linked to him,
exactly right. No one watches it. I think Mbappe is going right. I'm on this money. I'm winning the league. He's winning the league easy every year. No one wants to be in France unless you play for PSG. No player, any other club, unless they're like of a high level, wants to stay there. They don't want to leave. Like,
right, let's be real with this, Terry. Right, he's got right up himself since he signed that contract. The way he's going on the pitch as well as off the pitch, yeah, with the other players, yeah, is nothing short of a disgrace. Like, how do you do that to Messi? How are you taking penalties off of Neymar? And like, come on, man. Like, and the funny thing is I hope he does come to the Prem. Yeah, I hope he does come to the Prem. I can't wait for him to flop, mate. I really can't. Yeah, I can't wait for him to flop. And do you know what will be even funnier? He comes to the Prem. Let's say it don't happen in January, but he comes in the summer. And then they have one summer head-to-head, and then Haaland jogs on. Yeah, and goes over to Madrid or Barca or somewhere and leaves Mbappe behind.
You think Mbappe would flop in the Prem?
I think he would. I'm being serious. I think he would.
Why?
Tell me why.
No, I want to know why you think it.
Right, let's be real here, yeah? He's not as great as people have hyped him up to be, Terry, number one. He can run fast, well done. Has he got any technical ability? Probably not as much as most people, yeah? It's true. It's true. When he's good, he looks amazing because he's so quick. Yeah, okay, that's cool. How many teams in the Premier League are playing a high line? Yeah, people are kicking him up in the air, mate. Like, real talk, they'll just kick him up in the air. People are saying worst take ever. Well, let's hope it happens, and then you'll come back in a couple of years and say, Lee, actually, I apologise. Yeah, because he ain't that great. It's all well and good stat padding against them lot out there in France, and against teams that fucking nobody's ever heard of. Yeah, no disrespect, Terry. He ain't that great. And his pace heavily compensates for his lack of footballing ability. Simple as that. It's as simple as that. I hope he does come to the Premier League. But I'll tell you what, Liverpool can't afford him. So before the Liverpool fans start getting excited, calm down.
Do you know what's interesting? He's one of those players where I kind of look at it this way. With what he earns, Real Madrid, Barca, Chelsea, Man United.
City.
They're and City have got Haaland, so I don't think they signed both.
Newcastle could afford him.
They can't yet. I don't think they can yet because they haven't lifted the commercial levels up. But maybe. He's a player that I'd love at Man United, but I do have concerns over his professionalism. And it's almost this. I don't know. I get these. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're reading this whole situation wrong. He signed this deal. Maybe he just regrets it. But there's just elements of his behavior that I'm not happy with. And I feel like when you're on that amount of money, There is no reason to be unprofessional. Even, and I don't know. Maybe we're all getting him wrong. I think he's talented, though. I think he's a very, 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 very good footballer. However, like I've said all along, the Liga, the Premier League, are the hardest two places to play league football in the world. Of course, he's done it in the Champions League, but I want to see him do it in a hard league. That's why, for me, when people talk about Ballon d'Ors, I believe in one of the top 3 leagues in the world, top 4 leagues in the world, maybe. I don't think you should even be nominated because you're playing at a canter at the weekend. Yes, you're killing it in the Champions League, but the standard you're playing at in the week, at the weekends, like you're not even working that hard. This is how easy their league is. The amount of times you will see PSG in a big Champions League game on a Tuesday, they play on a Saturday in France, and they rotate 11 players. You couldn't do that in the Premier League. You can't do that to that degree. You can do it a little bit in the league if you're playing one of the bottom sides, but they do it to when they're playing teams that are 5th and 6th and 7th because they just know they're going to walk through them. That's why he needs to move on, Mbappe. And I thought when he signed that deal, it was a wrong thing to do. Liga's good league. Like, there's good players there, technically brilliant.
Yeah, there's good players in that league, Terry.
But the thing is, standard. He needs to move up.
The thing is, if you look at all the players in this league, yeah, people in the chat go, oh yeah, but they're not as good as Mbappe. Okay, well, we're seeing Mohamed Salah for what he is. Yeah, not a great footballer.
Brilliant. Yes.
He ain't brilliant. He's not a great footballer. Yeah, and we're seeing it this season. Tomiyasu's still got him in his back pocket. Tomiyasu's played left back once for Arsenal, and that was in Europa League the other night for 20 minutes. Pocketed him. So it would literally be the same. If you look at the players that have got a lot of pace in this league, yeah, Saint Maximin, loads of pace for fun. Like, does he really rip up trees? No, it looks good when it comes off, and it comes off once every 10 games. Yeah, if you look at Rashford, loads of pace. Not really that good though, is he? Like, name me another player, Terry, that in this league that's got bags full of pace, yeah, and can score a shit ton of goals. There ain't any, because this league's more about just pace, yeah, and he ain't got a lot more about himself other than pace. And doing it in that league, it's a piece of piss. Yeah, he's a good player. I'm not saying he's shit, but he's a good player. But he ain't got enough to play in this league and go smacking Haaland figures, mate. No chance.
I hear that.
Even if he played for Man City, yeah, where's he going to play?
This comment here says Saliba came from the French league. So listen to what I said again. I didn't say that players in front. I think people misinterpret when I say it's not a great league.
It ain't.
So when I say not a great league, just for the 2,500 people listening now, I mean the overall competitiveness of the league isn't great. Of course, brilliant players come through France. How do we know that? Look how good the French fucking national team is. And all of them, barring a handful, will come through the French system, the academy system, the French clubs, and move on. I'm not saying the quality of footballer or football is bad. I'm saying the overall competitiveness of the league is below that of La Liga, below that of Serie A, below that of the Premier League. Not that there's no good footballers there. I think sometimes people just don't understand what people mean by it. So when people say the Premier League is the new Farmers League, I saw Goldbridge push that. And I'm like, that's weird, because the reason that we always...
But most of the people that watch him are 14, mate. They're teenagers.
I get that, but it's a weird notion.
Which is why they're just going to go, oh, yeah, that's right. That sounds fun, doesn't it? Let's say that in everyone's chat.
The reason I'm challenging it is because
it's true.
No, I get that. But the point of the Farmers League is like, it's the overall quality is poor, not that there's one team that's superior. It didn't make sense. I saw people saying that, but that's just me. We've got some super chats.
Very quickly. Sorry to cut you off, right? Very quickly, yeah. There's an awful lot of people in this chat that go, oh, your ball knowledge is in the mud. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know this. You don't know that. Thierry Henry came from France. Mate, was you born when he signed for Arsenal? Like, real talk. This is how long ago it was. You're going back to use a player that signed for Arsenal probably when you were just being born, or maybe not even thought of. Yeah. So to compare, and to even compare Mbappe to Henry, that's disgusting. Real talk. Yeah. And Thierry Henry had a hell of a lot more about his game, by the way, than just glistering pace. Yeah, go and watch Thierry Henry compilations. You'll see how good he actually was. Yeah. And the funny thing about it is, right, is, yeah, people sit and go, oh, Mbappe. Mbappe ain't that great, mate. He ain't. I've seen so many good footballers in my lifetime, Terry, and so have you. I'm surprised you even rate him up there as a top player. He ain't that good. If he had no pace, yeah, would you rate him as highly as you do?
Well, I don't know because I haven't seen him without pace, but that's why but that is why
No,
I've said
no. What I say by that is he technically good? Is he technically good? Because I don't think he's that great.
Yeah, but he reminds me of a lot of wide players in the modern day era. I think he's got good feet. I've seen him with excellent skills and technique to beat players, and then use the pace to accelerate. I've seen him do that on multiple occasions. Where I agree with you though is he needs to go to a hard, competitive, top-level league to show his true overall quality. I think it's there because of what he did in the World Cup. I think it's there because of what I've seen him do in the Champions League. But the league is your bread and butter. What you do at league level. No one's ever won the Ballon d'Or by just being good at a World Cup or just being good in the Champions League. You have to be like your league form is like the bedrock to how good a football player you are, and you need that because there are some players, by the way, like a Closer, who are brilliant at every World Cup they were ever at. As an example, you'll probably find there's some players that are really good in Champions League knockout football, but what do they do in the league? That's why the best of the best, good at everything. International success like Messi and Ronaldo have had, Champions League success like Messi and Ronaldo have had, and then of course the league form that they've both had, and you've got I think all three. But someone here says Goldbridge is joking when he says that. I didn't realize. I just saw a tweet. So if Goldbridge was joking and explained it, then fair enough. But
maybe in brackets on the next tweet, put joke in brackets. I know it would clear things up, wouldn't it?
Oh yeah, I didn't see it. If he's joking, he's joking. Like it's not really deep to me. It was a weird take. But if he was joking, then I must have missed the satire. But there we go. Mbappe would be like Pogba, brilliant flashes, but not consistent in the Prem, is what Mike Heel believes there.
Fact. Absolute fact. And there's a comment here from Anthony who says Mbappe lacks intelligence. And he knows it, and his agenda is to move away from Messi and Neymar because they're much better than him. That is a great comment, mate. Yeah, that is a great comment. That is the best comment I've seen on Mbappe. Yeah, what a comment.
It's a fair opinion. I've always said that Foden will win the Ballon d'Or before Mbappe. People come for my head. It's a popularity contest, especially on the field. Well, but Blaze, I think that's where you could be wrong, though, because I think Mbappe is so in favour. Especially with, I remember who a lot of people that are, the Ballon d'Or is literally a French award. like they are going to want a Frenchman to win it. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It's I hear you on that. Mbappe is the French Vardy.
That's a quality comment. No. He's the French Damari Gray, mate. That's it. The French Damari Gray. I'm joking before anyone starts crying. Oh, you're so toxic, but I've watched the whole show.
In brackets, joking. League bottom half teams are very physical, though. I'm not suggesting that they're not. If they are, I don't watch enough of it to give an opinion. I'm just saying the overall competitiveness of that league, like competitiveness. That's my statement. If you want to challenge the competitiveness, challenge it. No disrespect, Casey. Don't say, well, they're physical. I didn't say they weren't physical. I said the competitiveness ain't there. Like, let's stop reframing it. And let's answer the questions or respond within the framing that I gave, please. Terry, to be fair, I'm genuinely a diehard Strasbourg. Sorry, I was saying it wrong. Strasbourg supporter and Ligue R fan, but I am fully aware that Ligue R isn't very super popular. And I hear that, bro. And the French know that. But how many people do and don't watch it? It's not a dig to state a fact. Like, it's like me saying I prefer Lamar the singer to Seal.
Right about now, I'm 50-50.
Yay! That's good. I like it. But I accept the fact that Seal was sold 3 times as many albums and is therefore better. But it doesn't matter to me. I think I think people struggle with in life. I prefer Ligue 1. Well, you can prefer it. Me saying it's not as good should not change how you've. I say this now, like the Top G update. Like, be strong in what you believe in. You know, if you want, I remember once when I was younger, I wanted a KA. Do you remember KA cars?
Yeah.
And when I was younger, it was socially acceptable when you were younger in England. If you said you want the KA, the acceptable response, both from men and women towards you, were, why do you want a hairdresser's car? That was always the response you got. Do you want a hairdresser's car? There was another Ford that was a Ford Puma. If you bought a Ford Puma, everyone just said hairdresser's car. But when I was younger, I was like, oh, I won't get one then. As I've become an older person, I've realized I'm going to listen to the music, watch the films, TV shows, and drive the cars that I want, wear the clothes that I want. Because it doesn't matter if Lee thinks it's rubbish. I'm comfortable in my own skin to go, that's what I like. Stop getting triggered by me saying it's not as good. If you like it, enjoy it, love it.
So on that basis, then, when I'm Arteta out, it shouldn't matter as long as they're Arteta in. Don't worry about it. Yes, come on. I'm on top form today,
what I mean is, though, you can have a hearty debate. I challenge what you say, not how you make me feel. So what I mean by that is I'll turn around and say the competitiveness isn't there in the league, and someone says, yeah, but they tackle hard. I didn't say they didn't. Like you're going off on another tangent. If I said they're weak and they don't run hard, there's no fight, then you've got a point. Like, challenge what I say, and that's my view. That name is breaking my dyslexia here. Is that Jamaican? That ruined me. That literally ruined me, G. Thank you. I was like, I don't know how to read that. Lee, I love your content, but you're so wrong on this one. I think about Martin Odegaard. Martin is pivotal to everything Arsenal does, only bettered by KDB at City.
Totally disagree. Bro, I know you watch my shows all the time. No way am I having that, bro. And Bruno. Only bettered by KDB at what? There's so many players in the league better than him. What do you mean? Tell me. I don't get it.
This comment here says Liverpool might win, though. Listen, if Liverpool beat Man City, do you know how happy Arsenal fans are going to be?
Hey, Arsenal fans are Liverpool fans this weekend.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think most people probably
they think they're in the title race.
I want Liverpool to win this weekend because I don't think Man United can win the league. So I'm being strategic, and strategically, I want Arsenal to go on and win it. I want anyone but City to win it and Liverpool, because I don't want them to do the three-peat. All jokes aside, I'd love to see Mbappe and Haaland in the Prem. I would as well. This would keep Haaland from leaving in 4 years. If Mbappe comes here and does well, I think it would keep him here because it will be in the same league head to head. If Mbappe goes to Spain, that is where Haaland will end up as well, in my opinion. But we will see.